Welcome back, Speta. Now we can move to our second topic for today, which is searching for a job. I mean, as I mentioned already, most of my students are entering the job market. And of course, their main question is where should I search for jobs, or where can I find job advertisements that could be suitable for me as I'm working as a phonetician or a linguist? So, what is your go-to strategy to search for a job and finding job opportunities in general?
Well, when I first get out from the university, like in my bachelor's, even if before going to my master's, the first place I looked for a job, because don't forget, I am a linguist, like at heart and in brains. So I was like, what's the best place for me? So I went directly to linguist list, which has a lot of job listing for different types of linguistic jobs. So whatever you have in mind for, it might be research, it might be industry, it has it all. Then this changed a little bit because I was trying to get into more the computational linguistic, let's say, world. So you understand that the things that I wanted to do were more technical, and more companies have their, let's say, vacancies in LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster, and other type of websites that they have like vacancies and job listings. Usually those websites will also, depending on your search, they will tell you exactly like all the vacancies that they have the exact match of your search or a more fuzzy match to your search.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think like Glassdoor is another website that you can use, that depending on your searches, it will not only show you like the exact match, but what other people with similar background do actually. So yeah, you can have like a way to navigate yourself in the different websites. But what I want to really make clear for everyone, before you create one account profile in any of those apps, make sure, take a step back. What you want to do. I think it's the most important, because when you come out from the university, you believe that you can do everything. And yes, you can do everything. But if you don't focus on one, two, three types of job titles, then you will be drowning in a huge amount of different positions. And you may apply to positions that they do not suit you very well. Not that skill wise, but also like the style of life that you want to do. So, first of all, before you do any job search, figure out who you want to be. And after you choose, let's say, one, two, three different job opportunities, create three different CVs, one for each different position. Of course, you are going to write the exact same education or the exact same, let's say, industry background if you worked in the industry. But the skills that you are going to highlight in the bullets that I said in previous episodes, they are going to be, let's say, in a different position. Highlight the topics and the skills that the target vacancy wants. So this means that in, let's say, in LinkedIn, in Indeed, in other type of website, of course, you will have a more general profile. But when it comes to your CV, that they ask you to upload through those platforms, then you're going to use different CVs, and make sure like there are not big differences between the CV and the LinkedIn structure wise. Okay. I think this is the most important things. And something else. Do you remember when I said choose what you want to do? You may have like the dream job in your head, but you don't know how to reach to that. And you don't know if you're ready yet for your dream job. Let's say that your dream job is to be a speech scientist. What I did many years ago was like, first of all, I went to LinkedIn. I checked people with the job title I wish to do at some point in my life. And I said, okay, I want to be a speech scientist. And I added a lot of speech scientists all over the world, but then I targeted to the country that I was living in. Back then it was, and it is now in Netherlands.
Mhm.
And there I asked those people, hey, I want to know more about this position because this is my background, this is what I know, and I want you to help me out understand what the space scientist entails. What's your tasks? What skills do I need? And trust me, uh, 98% of the people that I contacted, they responded.
Mhm.
Everyone. And they were so helpful because they gave me the opportunity to gain later, like after our discussion, find a way to gain and work on my skills. And in its, let's say, interview I had after that, I could showcase better the skills that I was learning until I apply. So yeah, before like doing your job search, first start with what you want to do,
Mhm.
then meet people that do these jobs, gain like the experience that you need, and at the same time try to apply with a well structured CV.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Spyretta, for these advices. I mean, it's really great and good places. And we will add the links for the linguist list and all the apps that you already described the names. We will write them down in the description. And also, I think I personally found both of my jobs in Switzerland and Germany through Linguist List. So it was posted there, and then I just contacted them by email and applied. So yeah, it's actually a good place because it have a lot of information, not only about jobs, but also I guess also have advertisements for conferences, workshops. So it's always nice to keep following them, maybe on LinkedIn or other social media, so you will know all the advertisement and see which one is more suitable for you. So this is
Mhm.
really good advices. Thank you. And I really love the part where you said you contacted people on LinkedIn to ask them what type of skills that you should have before applying for such jobs. So, which bring us to our next question related to networking. So, because basically what you did is part of like put yourself out there and contact people, and this is actually networking for it can help you with your job hunting. So do you have any advice how people could handle like networking and how to make it more efficient? Because some, maybe especially students, some of them are a little bit shy and they said, oh, maybe I will not send the like what they call the email or send a message on LinkedIn, and they say, oh, no, I will not do that. They feel a little bit shy because people will not respond. But then you mentioned that most of the people you contacted already, they respond to you. So do you have any advice how they should handle networking in general?
Yes, it is quite, oh my God, it's quite stressful. For me, I may seem like very talkative and, extroverted, but in nature, I am way more shy and introverted. But let's say I bring something from my culture here. In ancient Greek, they used to say "Sin Athena ke hierakene." I'm sorry for the Greek, which means not don't wait only like the goddess, sorry, Athena to help you. You always have to move your hands and help yourself. So don't expect things to fall in your hands, but actually start moving your hands and do things in a more rough translation, if I can say. So that was the thing I said to myself back then. I was like, I cannot wait to be found by someone. And since I kind of know what I want to do, it's better if I try to understand if it is actually what I want to do. Because I see a really nice job title, speed scientist, let's say,
Mhm.
for example, but what does that entails? Is it actually my dream job or not? And it's not easy that you will Google it, or back then, it's not that I could have like ChatGPT to tell me what a space scientist is. And actually, you will notice that when you work in different companies, the exact same title entails different types of responsibilities and tasks. Yes, the general thing is the same, but the day-to-day things are different, and each employer might have in their mind a different skill set. So that was the reason I didn't sit down to say, oh, only one person responded to me. Like that I will send to one person, and I will take the opinion of that person as gold and go with that. No, I asked multiple people from different places in the world, and then on the target place in the world that was more important to me, to see what that job title entails. Was it hard? Yes, it was. Could I do it in a different way? Most probably. But what I did it in a way that it was more comfortable for me. So I remember I wrote a very short, and when I say very short, like 3, 4 lines, where I just say, "Hi, I'm Spyretta Leivaditi. That's my background. I have studied this and this. I have also experience on that and that. And I saw your job title, which seems to be something I really wish to do. But I want to know more about your position. I want to know if this is a good fit for what I have in my mind." And trust me, like when I said 98% of people like responded to me, yes, the other 2%, no, they were not rude people. Probably they were not very active in the platform that I chose to do that. So don't take it personally. Tens and hundreds of messages that we receive in different platforms, or maybe we're inactive. So if it's not one person, or if it's not your dream person that you always wanted to talk to, it may be someone else. Everyone can give you something different. So don't worry. Put yourself out there, and yes, it is scary. But no, you can make it in the most comfortable way you feel. Be true to yourself and be true to them, and they will figure it out that you are really struggling. They were you once. So people who has passed through the same struggles also have a tendency to help each other. So don't worry. Ah, something something last. I always say that to my friends. Because you're asking for help, when you are in their position where somebody else comes and asks you for questions, feel free to help them. It's like the most human and most community close thing that you can do.
Yeah, exactly. We should help each other in general, and people will always be surprised how much people can help, and just by sending them a message or an email. And but as you mentioned, be clear, be respectful for sure for the other person, and asking them for their advice or for yeah some information, and they will be happy to send it to you. And if they didn't, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that they don't want to talk to you personally. It just maybe they are busy or maybe are traveling. It's their vacation time, so they have a lot of emails, and your email is lost in between. All of this could happen. Don't take it personal. Yeah, and just keep trying. And if one person didn't reply, others will reply. So it's totally fine. You don't need everyone to reply to you.
Yeah. There are also situations where you can actually, if the person replies, and because usually they have to write a lot of things, you may have like ask for virtual call where you can discuss everything. Be prepared. And when I say be prepared, no, I'm not saying that you have to make them hire you at that point. No. What I mean is like respect the time they are giving you. Be prepared and create your questions beforehand.
Mhm.
So they can have a better understanding of what you want to learn, and they will answer your exact worries, your exact thoughts. Otherwise, they can give you a lot of information that they may not be relevant with what you're looking for. So be prepared.
And now, actually, when you mentioned that you could maybe have a virtual meeting with them, it brings to my mind maybe something like self-promoting or something. Because me and Sprita, we belongs to ISCA Student Advisory Committee. And we have like the mentoring events, which usually happens during interspeech, but also they have like one-to-one meetings or one-to-one mentoring. And usually it happens a lot, like during the year, not only during interspeech. And of course, it could be in person if people are in the same country, but it could also be virtual online. So maybe you can contact Iskasak and then asking them to help you if you have like a dream, like hero or someone in our field, and you want to talk with them to get their advice, maybe they could arrange something to you. So I think this is a little bit self-promoting, but I
Yeah.
think we,
Yeah.
it's good for students to know. Actually, all of this is really good advice when you are contacting people online by email or through LinkedIn messages or so. And also, I want to maybe say something about also networking in person. When we met people, if we are going to conferences, for example, entry speech or so, you have a lot of people and you met almost everyone in our field at once. And a lot of the students, especially if they are first time to go to conference, they feel a little bit maybe shy. They don't know how to approach people and how to talk. Do you have any intakes on that or any advice?
Well, another scary moment because at this time you are not behind the screen. It's you, your voice, and you have to face someone that you don't know or know only through their paper. And I understand how scary it is. I have been in this position way too many times. So, something, I may know or admire some people in the field, but there are moments that I see them and I don't do the move to go and introduce myself because I don't feel ready. And when I say I don't feel ready, I mean I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to ask them. I don't want to lose to waste their time. Probably someone who's more prepared or knows what they want to take from them should go first and take that place.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe when I feel better, I can contact them online. I have done that before. But there are moments where I know exactly what I want to talk about. Let's say many years ago in 2017, I remember I was trying to replicate this very specific paper and try to continue what the author was doing with my personal data and questions and stuff. And I remember myself that I have sent that person an email, but somewhere it got lost. And after almost 2, 3 months after my email, I had the chance to go to a conference, and I actually met him. And I remember myself going there and saying, "Hey, hi, my name is Spyretta, and I do this and that, and I have read that paper of yours, and I'm trying to do this and that, but I am confused about this and this and this parts of your research and how you dealt with this and that." And we had a wonderful conversation, and we kept in contact. And with one of his colleagues, he was like, I did a paper, but most of this job is done from this guy next to me. And then we start talking and actually geeking out about our researches. And till today, I think it's almost like 6, 7 years from that day. We're still friends. We still go out together. So I understand that networking is scary, but don't be afraid to do it, because most of the times you will get e- even more from what you're expecting. Another story, useful story about how you can do respectfully the networking. Let's say I was in InterSpeech conference some years ago, and I was actually in Young Female Researchers in Speech, and one of the girls had a very famous supervisor. And I remember everyone was asking her to introduce them, which became very, very stressful for her because it was not like 1 or 2 people, there were more than 10 people. And she was in a very difficult position. So before you ask someone to introduce you, read the room and see what is happening and how overwhelmed that person is. Because it's not that that person doesn't want to help you. Of course, she wanted to help everyone, but it also was a little bit weird feeling like you are not there for her, but for her supervisor. So I would not do it very often. If I know that someone I just met has a very important supervisor, I would go and talk to the supervisor directly. And, I would always talk to her and maybe, of course, express my admiration.
Mhm.
But I personally, this doesn't mean that you have to do it. I would never ask her to introduce me. If I was very, very shy, maybe another day, not that day. And after I have a better connection with her and explaining how shy I am, ask for her help to meet that person. I know that you hear it's now or never. No, it's now and later.
Exactly. Exactly. This
At
is
least to me.
really good advice. Actually, there is never like never, like it's
No.
you will always have other opportunities, or yeah, it always keep coming. Yeah. So this is really good advice. And actually I could share as well maybe one story from my side about networking, about being shy. I mean, because what you mentioned is actually happen more common, where you see someone that you know them and you're like, oh, they are really famous in your field, but then you literally your mind becomes like empty. All of a sudden, you have no idea. Like maybe you forget your name, you know.
Yeah.
And
Starstruck.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and then you don't know what to say, and then most people just go away. I always have a strategy with that where I always say, go and say hi, and that's it. This is the most important thing now. To just go and
Yeah.
say hi. May eye contact
Yeah.
for sure with the person, and then say hi so they can see you, and then people in our field, especially in our like phonetics and linguistics and speech in general, they are really nice. I mean, to be honest, most of them, I mean, almost all of them are really nice. And then they will try to make a conversation with you. Like if you go when they are, of course, you read the room first and you see that you can talk with them and go and say hi. And then later they will ask you, okay, what's your name? And then you will try to introduce yourself. And then, yeah, the conversation will go on, because the most scariest part
Yeah.
to go and
It's the
say
first
hi.
word. And I love what you just said because as a side child, I remember at school the teachers were telling me, hello is the first word of a great friendship.
Mhm.
So yeah, what you just said actually remind me teachers used to say, and guys, yeah, do it. It becomes less scary afterwards. It
Yeah,
becomes really less scary.
yeah. Especially as I mentioned, people are nice. And as I said, I remember my first ever conference was Enter Speech 2017. It was in Stockholm.
Hmm.
And I remember it was my first time to travel outside of Egypt, even outside of my city, to be honest. And then I went to Stockholm and everything was new to me. And I remember I went and registered for the conference. And I saw in front of me Professor Simon King. You know him for sure. I mean,
Yes,
everyone in his speech
yes,
knowledge, knows him.
he's a celebrity.
Literally, yeah, exactly. And I was like, wow. And I remember I started like, okay, should I go? Should I approach him? Should I say something or not? And then it was a right moment when he was having coffee. It was a coffee break. And I said, yeah, hi, I'm Omnia from Egypt. And then I remember we talked for maybe 2 hours or so. He gave me a lot of good advices, to be honest, how to be, because I said, okay, I have a phonetics and linguistic background. How should I go into speech technology? And he gave me a lot of advices and also how to apply for funding, how to apply for scholarships. It made my career, to be honest. And from this
Yeah.
moment, I learned a lot of things. And it all started by just saying hi, you know?
Yes.
And
Because I am sure you had already all those questions, maybe not for him specifically, but I am sure that, whatever happened in that conversation, there were things that you have thought that you were like, what should I do? What's next? What's my step there? And with just like one hi, then you just unraveled all your questions. You showed your passion. You showed that you wish to learn more from him.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And another thing is, don't expect so much from your first conversation, because we could just say, because people are busy in general, especially in conferences, they have a lot of things to do. They are not really, I mean, not everyone have 2 hours for you, to be honest. So you just say, of course, hi, introduce yourself, and read the room, read how is it possible, is it okay to keep talking, or maybe he's busy or she's busy. Then say, okay, I will contact you later after the conference by email or a LinkedIn or so, and remind him that, oh, I'm the one who talked to you during this coffee break at the first day of the conference. And then you will have more time to maybe ask your question.
Yes.
So first, of course, don't expect too much, but just go and say hi, and then see where it goes from there. Most people in our field will help you. They will be really happy to reply to you. And later, if you make a follow-up, they will reply to you, most of them.
And again, if they don't, it's also totally fine. We're busy people.
Yeah, it's okay. Others will reply. It's never the end. It's never the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is a really good advice. Thank you, Spyretta, for these advices for this topic. Then we will go to the next topic, inshallah.